All right, we are rolling. All right, so looks like we got one person, Jeremy. How's it going, Jeremy? Um, and for those of you that watch this later on here, tonight is kind of an impromptu live chat. This is basically a channel update because I keep filming the channel updates with the big camera, and I just don't ever get it edited and uploaded. So I'm kind of gonna do that here on the live chat thing so that I don't keep delaying it out. Okay, now we've got some more. All right. So Squibload says hello. Hi, Squib. Jacob says yo. Howdy. Zombie Killer with Blood 123. Says hello and excited to keep seeing my videos. We're gonna talk about that because I'm behind schedule. I'm really behind schedule on those videos. But yeah, I just man, I have been so busy here for all this year altogether. I've been doing research for the big cult project. So if you're not familiar with that, um, I've been working on that for a couple of years now. Where I want to do a video series on tracing the evolution of the cult. Been doing research for that. I've been doing research for work. I've been trying to do some other stuff for work. And then doing the holsters, trying to do the YouTube, and somewhere in the mix, get in some family time because these YouTube crap, I mean, I just didn't have a whole lot of family time. It's kind of gotten to be a major part of the my life. It looks like most of my life is on a schedule. So I decided I was taking some time here for the last couple months. On my days off, I've been working on holsters a lot, but I decided I was going to do some turkey hunting because I've wanted to do that for years, and I finally got to do it. And me and Dad finally got a turkey, our first turkeys ever. Um, so I just been taking some time, taking it easy. I know I'm a month behind schedule on videos, and I'm haven't even announced that 2019 contest now. It's getting so late, I don't even think I'm going to bother announcing a 2019 contest this year. Because every time I go to do it, something come up, I forget about it, and then kept getting put off. Now, if I do it now, if I announce it now, it'll be in November before we got it done, and so I don't think we're going to do the shooting contest this year. But yeah, it's been a hectic year. Just the year in general has been hectic. Okay, so a bunch of them come in here. Pat Putnam said, "Hi, Duke. Glad your beard's back." Yeah, I'm getting ready to trim it again. At work, I'm a living historian where I work at. I used to portray a trapper mountain man. So I had long hair and a long beard. Now I've kind of swapped out from that. They tried to make me a blacksmith, which I do quite a bit of blacksmithing, but the thing is, I got carpal tunnel in my left hand so bad I can't hang on to hot metal, and when it goes flying at visitors, they don't like that. So I've transitioned to that. Now they've got me playing. I'm portraying a trader, so I kind of got to get a little bit better cleaned up because a trader needs to look a little bit fancier. So I'm gonna wind up trimming it. I'm gonna keep the mustache, and I think I'm gonna keep a goatee, but I'm gonna wind up trimming the sideburns off and a little bit. And I'm gonna get a haircut. I'm tired of fighting with the long hair. It's kind of a pain in the butt. All right. Six Shooter Texan says, howdy. Hello, Six Shooter. Arizona Ghost Rider says, what's up? Howdy, Santee. Squib's editing range videos from today. Pat Putnam says, about damn time. Yeah, oh, that was the other thing, the live chats. I haven't been doing the live chats because I've been so busy. They transitioned there. The last live chat we did was with Clayton. Clayton from the Adventure Cowboy channel. And that was the last time we did it on the Hangouts. So I haven't bothered doing a chat over there since then. And I've been on some chats with Jeremy. I've been on most of Jeremy's chats for the last couple months or so, but I decided I was going to do this tonight through live chat because, like I said, every time I film this update video, I never get it edited. I never get it uploaded. So I figured I'd do it this way. And actually, I'm using the same studio thing that Jeremy uses, and boy, this thing is nice. I kind of like it. However, I thought about trying to get it to where I had my logo up here where this little duck thing is up in the corner. You got to pay him like $20 a month to do that, and so I'm not going to do that. But other than that, yeah, I kind of like this thing. It's nice. A lot more options on how to do stuff than what Google Hangouts had. Oh, let's see. Drew Tatum. Heyo. Howdy, Drew. Zombie Killer with Blood 123. Could you possibly do a reloading video on Smokeless 45 long coat? Hell, I'm gonna show this. The answer to that is no, because YouTube policy prohibits the showing of manufacturing of ammunition. So no, I will not do that. Not on YouTube. I've got a Gunstreamer account, and I've thought about uploading some stuff over there. I might do that in the future, but you're not going to see it here on the YouTube channel. That goes against their guidelines. All right. Yeah, Dad and I, we went hunting turkeys Friday. We was gonna do it Thursday, but Dad had to buy his license. I bought his license for him. Then we went Friday, and we left. We got up at 3:00 in the morning because where we had to go to is about a 2-hour drive, from home here. When we drove all the way down there, we set up. It was foggy. It was rainy. It was cold and nasty, and we thought, well, crap, it's either going to hurt or help. We wasn't sure which. So it's down there. Finally, when we got time for legal shooting hours, we got out of the car. We started hiking out. It was a half hour before sunrise. Tried to find the birds, and nothing would respond to anything. And I thought, well, turkeys had moved out of that area because I busted myself a time before that, the week before that. But me and Dad went out there. We hiked around. I went up. I glassed the canyon there for quite a while and didn't see hiding their hair birds, not a movement, nothing. And so I about gave up. I figured they'd moved off on private land and fields and stuff, and went back down, found Dad where he was resting at, and we was getting ready to move out, and we all of a sudden could hear turkeys squawking. They weren't gobbling, but they was doing their yelping. So we started hiking down, and I finally got to where I could see a few turkeys moving. Well, my dad, he's on oxygen. He has a hard time getting around. But I thought, well, we could sneak up and get close, and started sneaking up, and Dad was having a little difficulty keeping up, so I thought, well, I'll go down and get ahead of the birds and turn them. Well, in the process of that, they see me, so they started moving away, and I kind of got in a hurry, so I jumped a couple of marshes because where we're at is really marshy. I jumped a couple of marshes. I got behind some real tall cattails, and I just kept walking down that. And I got down, and I thought I was just coming out to where I'd be ahead of them. And I thought, well, best thing to do is for me to shoot my bird right there, and they'll turn and go back towards Dad. I wanted a gobbler, but at that point, after all the chasing we'd done, I said, I'm going to take the first bird that presents itself. And there was a little spot there where the cattails were kind of thin, and I waited there. First bird walked in. I thought it was a jay, because actually a hen. And I blasted that. I found out full choking them shotgun shells I had their buffered load, so the shot pattern at 20 yards is still only that big around. I got my bird, and then there's like 60 some odd turkeys come flying up all the way around me. I was right in the middle of them, didn't even know it. If I'd have waited 2 minutes, I'd have had my gobbler. But anyway, shot him. Went over, tagged my bird, went and got Dad. By then he was kind of back up and moving again. We went down, and a bunch of the hens they're in that group when I shot, they flew up in a tree there. And well, Dad, being he was having a little bit of a difficult time, I didn't want to make him, hike his butt off trying to get another turkey. So we went and found one of the birds in a tree, and he shot the bird in a tree, which we got our bird. So, yeah, it was fun. We worked hard. We finally got our birds. It was the first bird I ever shot, first turkey Dad had ever shot. So we brought them home, got them cut up. They're in the freezer now. Ate a little bit of them already. Man, that wild turkey is amazing. If you ever had wild turkey, you should go turkey hunting. So I think me and Dad are going to go in the spring. I'm thinking about maybe filming some of that and trying to make a video out of it. I don't know yet. I'm kind of tired of having to be looking at a camera all the time, but we'll see. I'm going to have to find somebody to be a cameraman for me if I do that. All right, so go back through some of the comments here. Zombie killer. Yeah, referring to the last comment about the reloading stuff. Yeah, I understand that. But I just get you a reloading manual. I've got the Lee reloading manual. I think it's a Lee. There's Hornady too, but just pay attention to what they say. Pay attention to what kind of powder you got. Don't go over. Don't exceed the max recommended. You'll do just fine. And personally, I'd load cowboy loads because they're a lot less recoil, a lot more fun to shoot and just plank with. Yeah, Zombie, if you go over, I think it's Reloaders Network. They've got reloading videos over there. Try Gunstreamer or Utah Gun Exchange Tube. I think it's UGE Tube. Try something on there, or Full 30. Try Full 30 as well. Although Full 30 is kind of a pain in the butt, if you ask me. Looks like guys are kind of giving Zombie some update or some info on reloading stuff, which is Pat saying you can get the lead eye. Yeah, you can get lead loaders for 45 Colts. You can get the little hand loader. If you want to spend a little bit more money, you can get a bench loader. When I started reloading 4440, I got the Lyman Ideal tool, which is a pair of hand pliers. It's got dies in it. It's worth the money, but I had a little bit of problem getting mine set up. Mostly it was at 4440. They had a 45 Colt for the priming tool, and it wouldn't adapt to it. It was kind of a pain in the butt, but there's a lot of options up there for you. Pat Putnam says that the 310 tool is out of production. Go figure. Good thing I got mine when I did. I got it for 44.40. My uncle's got one for 45 Colt, and I've got one for 45.70. And the one for 45.70 I loaded 3 rounds on. The one for 44.40 I've loaded about 500 rounds on it, black powder rounds. Yeah. All I can say is, yeah, load light. Go with the excuse me. Go with the cowboy loads. A lot easier to shoot. All right. So basically, usually when I do a channel update, as I've done before, I kind of tell you how the channel's grown. We're up to 3,700 subscribers. I think we was at 3,700 exactly this morning when I woke up. It's up to 3,710. I don't know what happened. My channel all of a sudden just started growing again. I've gained 60 subscribers in probably 4 days. I don't know what happened. My channel just miraculously got visited again, or got advertised, or some damn thing. It's getting recommended, whatever. But it's growing again, which I'm happy with. I was gonna do a giveaway. I thought about doing a giveaway if we hit 5,000 subscribers by the time Christmas got here, but the way things are going, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. If we do hit 5,000, I'll see. But I'm guessing I'm probably going to be pretty busy that time of year moving again, because I'm probably going to have to head for South Dakota. But as I was saying before, I'm behind on videos, and one of the other guys here, I think a Squiblo commented, said we're all behind. I think my last video went up at the middle of September. So I'm about 2 or 3 videos behind already. And I don't see that changing in the real near future, although it's supposed to be colder and crap on Thursday and Friday this week. So I don't think I'm going to go hunting. So I might just take time and edit videos. I've got some content that I filmed, but it's not the greatest because I found out I plugged my wireless microphone into the wrong port on my camera. Instead of putting it into the microphone port, I put it into the headphone port, which doesn't work. So the sound is not that great. It's got a lot of wind noise. I think I want to try to use the footage, but it's not that great. But I've got 4, 5, 6, 7 videos worth, enough to get us through the end of the year, I think. But I just got to take time to edit it. So I think I'm going to do that. And I think next year I'm going to slow down on my videos again. I was going to do one a month for this year. I wound up doing one every other week. I think I'm going to try to go back to the one a month, because between YouTube and my other hobbies, I don't have enough time to do all that. And the YouTube portion is getting kind of expensive. I bought the 1887 shotgun for use on the channel primarily. I bought my second Patterson, my Pieta Patterson, for use on the channel as well as at work, because I can use that at work. So that put me way the hell over budget. There was a couple other things I bought. What the heck were they? I had my Savage, but I bought that more for doing my 6.5 Creedmoor. I bought that for doing long range shooting, not so much for the YouTube thing, but it kind of falls over into the YouTube category. But anyway, I just kind of went over budget on the YouTube and kind of doing I don't know. I'm going to slow down. That's all I'm going to say is I'm going to slow down on the videos. Let's see. Zombie. Hey, dude, can you do a video on the Cullen Bohannon holster on your hip shooting the 1858? It looks sick. I truly am a fan of that show. It's number 1 on my list. Yeah, I had a video where I was going to have that in there, but I haven't done it yet. I might do that yet. I've got to do some more testing and stuff on some bullet videos, which reminds me I got to do Kaito Yama's bullets reviews. I've got all of his bullets over at my uncle's house, but I have not even had a chance to get out and shoot them yet. I got to do that. I got to redo the videos I did where I did the ballistics test on Mark Hubbs' bullets because I found out the wads I was using just screwed up my readings. So I'm going to redo those. So I've got plenty of stuff to film. God, I don't have time to go out and do it. Let's see. Jordan Bell. How's everyone doing? Hi, Jordan. I'm doing all right so far tonight. All right. Let's see. Ugh. And I'm just plain tired. I mean, I am tired. I've been hiking. Oh, God. I've been hunting turkey since the middle of September, all in different places, and I've hiked probably. See, I did 14 miles that first day. I did. The second time I went out, I did 6 miles. Then I did 5. And me and Dad probably covered 4. So I put a lot of miles on hiking for turkey. You know what? I'm doing it again in the spring. I am hooked on turkey hunting. Hey, Zombie, if you get an 1866 Yellow Boy, get it in 45 Colt. Unless you got a revolver and 38 special, but I'm a big bore guy. I like the 45 Colts. Not saying that there's anything wrong with 38 special. I just, when I shoot one of those guns, I like to feel like I'm shooting a gun, not a Tonka toy. I tell you what, Squibload, turkey hunting is a lot of fun, but there is a big difference between fall turkey hunting and spring turkey hunting. In the fall, they don't, or at least I was hunting Merriam's turkeys. The Merriams don't respond to calls worth a shit. But in the springtime, yeah, the call, you can get them to pretty much come on to you, jump right in your lap. I'm going to put in, see, in Colorado, you can have 2 turkeys in the spring. You can get a limited draw, and then you can get over the counter if you're successful. So I'm hoping I'm going to put in for the draw next year. I'm hoping I get 2 tags. If I don't get 2 tags, I just get 1 tag. I'm still going to go hunt turkey because, God, that's fun. And I still want my big gobbler. I want to have to be able to put my big mounted fan up here on one of my walls and big beard on it. My hen that I've got her tail. I'm going to fan it out too. It's not going to be as big, of course, but squib load, big difference. In Michigan, you probably got the Easterns. I don't know how they respond to calls in the fall, but out here where I was hunting at, they're Merriam's turkeys, which are native to the western United States. They are a pain in the butt to hunt in the fall because they don't gobble very often. They don't respond to calls in the fall. In the fall, you got to stalk them. It's kind of like hunting deer. And sometimes you can just sit up and wait and they'll come by. Where I was at, I can't sit still. I'm a person that can't sit still for very long when I'm out there in the field. I just got to keep chasing. So luckily where I was at, I got into some cattails where I had a lot of cover and I was able to get down, get around the birds and shoot one. But yeah, I can't tell you how to be in Michigan. I just know it's a different type of hunting in the fall than it is in the spring. It's in the spring, them boys are out there. They got one thing on their mind. They only want one thing. And if you sound like a hen, they're going to come looking for it. Night, Jeremy. Yeah, Squib, I stalked turkey in the fall. Of course, I was the only one out there in this area because I was the only car that parked there. And the first time I went out there, the first time I chased turkeys, I got to talking with one of the locals, and they said they graded the road about 3 weeks before. And when I pulled in there, you could see where the road grader had still been, and my tracks were the only tracks to cover those road graders in that parking lot. So I was the only one using that area. But yeah, I had to stalk turkey because them damn birds, they would not come respond to a call very well, except for when I first busted them. I had 2 coyotes screw me up. First day I went to this area, I hiked down just about daybreak. I got in, I heard one turkey gobble, and I think that's because I spooked it. And then I sat down and I started squawking, doing a longer tom squawk, and or yelp, I should say. The turkeys come out, and I was on them, was ready to shoot my big gobbler, but 2 coyotes come out of the trees, and turkeys went flying everywhere. And there was only like 10, 15, or 20 at that time. There wasn't very many. But then I spent the rest of the day chasing them back and forth, trying to get ahead of them so that they kept running into me. And they wound up beating me that day. But this time around, I got them. Got them right where I wanted. Well, I wasn't exactly where I wanted them, but I got them. But yeah, I had to stalk. I had to stalk turkeys the first time because the coyote screwed me up. Second time in this place, I had to stalk them. Just because Dad and I had a hard time catching up to them, but I tell you what, it's a lot of fun stalking them. I like stalking animals. No, Squib, you don't need a special kind of call, Wes. I just got a Primos slate call, just a $15 Primos slate call. That's what I was using, but I was reading online, and this one forum I was reading on, they said Merriams are one of the hardest fall hunts because when Merriams get in the fall, they just kind of don't care anymore. Now, I had, when I was trying to get Rio Grandes, the first day I went hunting, I was in a totally different area. I was right next to where I work at. There's a state wildlife area there. I was hunting Rio Grande turkeys, and them things were gobbling, but they were on the wrong side of the river because all the dove hunters, this area is a really popular area for a lot of people to hunt at, and there's dove hunters out the wazoo on through most of September. There was some out there this morning, even still. People go out dove hunting. All that shooting scares the turkeys out of this area because it's not a real big area. It's probably 600-700 acres. But the turkeys know that they're safe on the other side of the river, which is a limited draw. It's on private land. I can't go over there. That first day, I sit there and called, and I had Rio Grandes, gobbling and squawking on the other side of the river. They just wouldn't come across. The Merriams fucking squawk all day long. They will not gobble. I tried doing the shot gobble. They would not respond. I think part of that too is that there's a lot of, in this area where I was at, where the Merriams were, a little canyon. There's a lot of coyotes out there, and I think the turkeys kind of realized, if you keep your mouth shut, the coyotes don't eat your ass. Oh, when I had the cattails in front of me, Squib, when I had them cattails between me and the birds, I was probably 20 yards away. And I was highly camoed. In fact, the hen that I got, she started walking. There was a spot where the cattails kind of went down, and I think that's where cattle cross at. There's a lot of cattle in this area. Hen come into that opening, and I lifted my shotgun, and when I did, she stuck her head way up, and then that's when I shot. If I'd waited 2 minutes, I'd have had a gobbler because he was right behind her. But you know what? I got my hen. I'm glad. Worked hard to get it. Good Lord provided for us, me and my dad that day. So happy with what I got. But yeah, squib. The Merriams are the biggest. I think they're the biggest species of turkey, or the biggest subspecies. They're the biggest turkeys in North America. The Easterns are second biggest, and I kind of got a goal now. I want to get all the turkeys that you can get in North America, which would be I've got a Merriam. I'm going to get a gobbler. I'm going to get a Rio Grande. Next spring, I want to try for Rio Grande. I want to get one of them instead of a Merriam. But if I get another Merriams, I'll be happy too. So I'll get a Rio Grande Merriam. East of the Mississippi, you got the Eastern. Down on the tip of Florida, you got the Osceola. Now down in Mexico, they've got the Gould, but there's a few of them that are in southern New Mexico. So that's the 5 main ones. And then if you go down to the Yucatan, there's the ocellated turkey, which they are a really weird type of turkey. They are blue. Feathers are kind of blue, heads blue. And I'm not talking the dark blue that you see up on your usual North American turkeys. No, these are like a freaking neon blue. The whole bird's like a neon blue, and they got a really weird call. I looked it up what it cost to go down and hunt one of those, and it's like $5,000 to go hunt one of those turkeys. So when I get rich and I've got more money and I know what to do with, I'm gonna go get an ocellated. That'll be the last one on my list. But I want to get. They call it the Grand Slam. I got inspired to do that by Steve Rinella. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's the guy from the hunting show Meat Eater. He got a Grand Slam. That's kind of in my inspiration. See you, Jacob. Let's see. So you guys are talking about 1897 shotgun. I don't know if you guys are talking about originals or reproductions, but the reproductions I think are out right now. I don't think anybody's making them because Cimarron dropped them. A bunch of guys dropped them. I was looking at getting one of them, the 97s. What's funny is one of my coworkers, he had an original 97 made in 1907 or something like that, and didn't tell me he had it. Sold it to another coworker of mine for $200. If I'd have known that was how much he's going to sell it for, I'd have gave him the $200 and I'd had my pump action shotgun. But excuse me. Oh. So anyway, holster wise, yeah, I'm still doing holsters. In fact, I just finished a few and the customers seemed very pleased with what they got. One guy, he got back to me. He had a pair of them, slightly modified loop holster. He seemed pretty satisfied. I got another one guy out. I haven't heard from him yet. I don't know if he's got his holster or not. It might not have showed, but I'm still doing them. I got a couple I'm sitting on because when it come time to paying for the order, they haven't been paid for. So those are going to go up on sale. One of them, I told the guy middle August, so middle September 1 month, middle October. By Christmas time, if it ain't paid for, I'm going to offer it up here to whoever wants it. But I'm still doing holsters, still taking orders. I got 2 Bohannons I got to do. One guy, sometimes I'm bad about remembering when somebody orders. I got one guy that ordered back in March, and he messaged me earlier. And it's like hey, I kind of out of holsters. Like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Um, but I'm currently taking, like I said, I got 2 orders I got to work on now. And I will gladly add them on. Now, my disclaimer is going to be that the return time is going to be extended because I'm doing this when I have the free time, and why my job, which is a seasonal job for now, is going on. I don't always have a lot of time to work on it, but Bangs is getting towards the end of the year. Should have plenty of time. But I'll be making holsters, and in fact, I've got a bunch of holsters that I need to get gone. There's some practice holsters, some prototypes that turned out and worked. I need to get them gone, and they are going to go for cheap. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 or 6 1851 Navy holsters. So they are the California style. They have the real flat belt loop on them. They are going to go for anywhere from $40 to $50. There's some ones I played with, and that honestly, I don't really like the look of them. They're kind of practice ones, as I said. They're kind of crappy. But I need to get the cash flow so that I can get more leather in here at the end of the year. So if you want an 1851 Navy style holster, and this is just your basic California style Slim Jim, send me a message. I've got a few in here that I can part with. I've got one match set. So if you want to buy a match set, let me know. I've got a match set. Let's see here. What's the other ones I got? I've got one Mexican loop, triple loop holster that'll fit a 7.5-inch barrel, 1873 single action, or the 1875 Outlaw, the Remington copy of the Colt. It'll also fit the Remington, or excuse me, the Richards Mason conversions. It'll fit a Remington cap and ball. Colt cap and balls are a little bit loose in it. They'll fit, but they don't fit real tight. That one I'm going to let go for 60. And I've got a military style Walker holster that I will let go for 70. Squibload asks, Bohannon for a new model Army or Griswold and Gunnison? It'll fit both. The way I got it designed is that a 51 Navy fits loose, but a Remington will also fit. It's a little bit tighter. But it'll fit either one of them. Because if you notice in the movie Cullen Bohannon, he changes guns, but he doesn't change holsters. He's got the Griswold, and then he's got the Remington in it. Yeah, I've got. I don't know how to add it on here. If I can. Do a share screen here. I don't know how this is working here. I was going to show a picture here, but I can't figure out how to get it on here. But anyway, yeah, I've got picture somewhere of the Bohannon with the give me a second here. I got a picture of Remington and Bohannon somewhere on here. Damn it. Oh, maybe it's on my Instagram. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Instagram page, just go at Duke Fraser Productions on Instagram. I'm on there. So I try to post some pictures over there as often as I can. Okay. So I don't know how well you see this, but that is, and now, God, that's kind of crappy, but that is a Bohannon style holster that's got an 1861 Navy in it. So similar size to the Gunnison Griswold. Will also fit the 58 Remington. I think this one was an earlier one. I had to modify it to fit the Remington, but the newer ones will fit the Remington. And I should post more pictures of holsters. Let's see. Somewhere in this wreck. Okay, this is the Walker holster that I've got right now for sale. $70. I got it here. I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to get up from my computer and go get it to show you. Let's see. Somewhere in this rack I've got. And this is a style, the Navy holsters. Oh boy, that really, if I turn it sideways, it kind of shows up a little better. But there we go. That's a style of the 51 Navy holsters. If you want one, like I said, I'm going to let them go fairly cheap. Squibload. Yeah, I've got a video on making leather holsters. I got one. I've been thinking about doing another one, but it'll be in the process. This is the Mexican triple loop that we've got this time. I can turn it kind of sideways and it'll work a little better. I'm sorry, the lighting. Ooh, don't throw away. The lighting is kind of crappy in here. Oh. See, I was looking, see if I had a Bohannon with a Remington in it, and I don't. Shit. Oh, well, I'll have to do another video on it sometime. Maybe on next live chat, I'll have it in here. So anyways, but yeah, if you want a custom holster made, if you want to order a custom holster, I mean, I can do just about anything except for Schofields. I don't have a Schofield gun, but I can build you anything you want, I guess. Just send me a message and we'll figure out what we can do from there. Pat Putnam, I know we talked about a pair of saddle style Walker holsters. I've got patterns. Kind of know how to make it now, but I think it was you and I had talked about it. Anyway, I'm getting tired again. God, I'm starting to lose my train of thought. Need to get some water. All right. So I'm going to run this thing right up till 9 o'clock. So we got about 15 minutes left. Looks like we got 8 or 9 people watching. Pat says, yeah, I'm going to be a bit on that. Okay. Well, no worries. Hopefully I'm still doing the business. I'll have plenty of time this winter. One thing I like to do, holster book that I got shows a lot of holsters. It's got like a metal cap on the end of it. I'd love to be able to do those, but God, I can't find anybody that can make them. Yeah, when you get your 58 zombie, well, let me know. We'll when you're ready, and I'll have a get a holster made. Like I said, my turnaround time is going to be a while. And remember, and this was I don't remember what date this was. I set this. It was back in September. But all orders, you have to pay a $20 down payment before I'll even cut the leather. And that $20 is not refundable. Um, Now that does count towards, so Bohannon holster is $70 plus. Well, I don't count the $15 shipping. Um, so $70, pay 20. So when I email you and say, okay, this holster is done, ready for shipment, you send the rest of the money for the holster, so the remaining $50 plus the shipping. So you'd send me 65. So you gotta pay me 20 ahead and then 65 at the end. And I'm gonna have to start. I might have to start up in my shipping costs because I shipped a pair of holsters the other day, and when I upped the insurance on it, it brought it up to like $20 in shipping. So shipping costs might be going up, but I'll make if they do go up, I'll change that at the end of the year. Okay, zombie. If you want to pay for the whole thing at once, I have no problem against that. I just hate doing it because it takes me so long to turn them around. But if you want to do it that way, that's fine with me. Um, I do everything through PayPal. So everything is done through PayPal. And you use the email, which is Duke Fraser Productions, just like it is here on the screen at gmail.com. Um, if that doesn't work, send me your email address and I'll request a payment, but do it through the Facebook or through my Gmail account. Don't do it on here. And shipping, usually what I've been doing on shipping is I went and got one of those flat rate boxes. But I found out it was a lot better to just use my own box because a holster doesn't weigh all that much. Use my own box, package it up, and that way I come in, I can get the insurance and still come in at the same price and have a lot better insurance coverage. But let's see, I've got to start. I'll probably, things this weekend is going to be cold and nasty. I'll probably spend the day, editing videos, and I'll probably get started on the next batch of holsters that are ready to, that I need to make. But yeah, so far the Bohannon holster is one of my most popular holsters. I've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Sold 5 Bohannons. I sold 2 Slim Jims for a Remington. Mexican double loop for a Colt. Let's see. God, I've sold a bunch of them. Sold a bunch of different styles. Yeah, zombie. Whatever PayPal uses, doesn't matter, MasterCard, Discover, whatever PayPal, it has to be paid through PayPal. I'm not going to take checks anymore because every time somebody says they send me a check never shows up. So it's all going to be through PayPal or money order. Money order will work too, but I don't ship until I receive payment. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I was just checking on Facebook. It popped up a message. It looked like Dustin liked the post, but I didn't see him on here yet, so maybe he'll jump on the chat side here. Boy, it's been a long 2 weeks. Yeah, no kidding, Pat. Oh, I was glad to take my dad and go hunting for turkeys. Used to hunt like crazy when I was a little kid. I mean, we hunted squirrels and doves and went pheasant hunting once. We went quail hunting. Me and Dad and Grandpa, we went quail hunting all the time. Oh God, we was always quail hunting. Hunted, like I said, we hunted a lot of squirrel, rabbit. Um, then when my grandpa started getting Alzheimer's, hunting kind of got pushed back. We still did some dove hunting here and there, not near as much. And I started getting towards high school after my dad got injured and he couldn't hardly get around anymore. He had to have like 4 or 5 discs or 4 or 5 vertebrae in his back fused. He wasn't able to get out and get around much for a long time there, so hunting kind of went on the back burner. And then when I was about 15 or 16, I was 16 at the time. I finally got my hunter safety education and got my first hunting license. So we did dove hunting, we did jackrabbit. So most of my high school years, we dove and rabbit hunted a lot. Hunted quail. We didn't hunt much squirrel. A couple times we went. And then when I went to college, hunting kind of went on the back burner. And then when I did get to come home, found out that the one place that we hunted a lot of rabbits and quail and doves at got leased out to a guy who was kind of a bit of a butthole, and we couldn't hunt there. And we never hunted public lands because we figured everybody else and their dog hunted there too, and it wasn't any good. Well, a couple of years ago, Grandma got the hanker and she wanted a squirrel, so I talked Dad into getting a hunting license, and we went down to this public lands area. It was right along the river, and my God, the squirrels that were in there. We shot squirrels day in and day out, but we don't dove hunt on public land because down here in Colorado, everybody and their dog hunts doves, and your chances of getting shot in the butt are pretty decent. So we dove hunt on private whenever we can find somebody to let us. But yeah, and then the turkey hunting we did on public land. So I'm getting to be more of a public lands hunter, and I really enjoy hunting it. I'm glad we got the public lands that we can go hunting, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have a place to hunt. Yeah, been a lot of years since I rode a horse. I rode a horse. I rode quite a bit when I was in high school. But I had this one horse that, God, she's a murderous bitch. And she just scared the hell out of me. Um, I mean, you couldn't even get in the corral without her trying to stomp your brains out. Now, finally, last day she bothered me, I took a pitchfork and I gave her uh, a nice piercing on her butt with a pitchfork. Um, but yeah, after that, then I went up on the ranch and I got stuck with an old horse. He was kind of temperamental, but for the most part, he didn't really buck a whole lot. He was a really good horse. And the nice thing about him is that when you put the saddle on, it was a pain in the butt getting him caught. He'd always try to cheap shot you and pop you a good one in the chin when you try to catch him. But once you got him caught, I mean, he'd stand there. He wouldn't throw a fit or nothing. And once he's seen cows and he's on his back and he's seen the cows, he's ready to go to work. I mean, he'd be right on up there. He'd get them cows moving, keep them in line and all that. But he finally got old enough they had to retire him. And after that, I haven't really ridden a horse because I haven't found a horse I could trust. My boss's son up in South Dakota, I rode his horse, and that old nag was kind of a pain in the ass. I rode her once, and that was enough. And then the boss's horse, he offered to let me ride him that one day, and he's so damn tall. I needed a step ladder to get on him. Of course, my fat butt's not easy for me to get on a horse anymore. But yeah, I haven't been on a horse for a few years. Been half tempted to get on the one at work and ride, but he's a stud, and every so often he gets a wild hair up his butt, and God, he's a pain in the butt to handle. Every time I get to where I can start trusting him again, he does something to tick me off. All right. Well, we're going to have about 4 minutes here, and then we're going to call it good for tonight anyway. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns for the last few minutes. Yeah, I agree with you, Pat. We got that stud we got there at work. He's kind of a 3-person animal. There's 3 people that can get on him and do just about anything with him. But I really hate riding a stud. Coming from a ranching background where, horses are work animals, my boss up there, he had a saying of, there's only one reason to have a stud, and that's to breed. If you ain't breeding them, get them cut. Personally, I like a gelding. Geldings are nice, gentle. They don't get too excited. They can go nuts sometimes too, but definitely don't like riding mares. My dad had a story. He worked on a ranch when he was younger. He said he was riding a mare one day, and the neighbor come to help him, and neighbor was riding a stud. Well, Dad's mare got into season. He said all day he had to fight and beat that damn stud to keep him off of him when he was working those cows. And finally his boss said, Philip, he said, go get rid of that mare, get on a gelding. He says, before that stud crawls up the back of that horse, butt fucks you. But yeah, I don't like riding studs. I don't like riding mares. I like riding geldings. A gelding is a little easier to control. Zombie. I'll highlight this comment so I don't have to read it off. I've thought about doing one of those, but I don't want video evidence of what I've got. I might do one on my cap and ball guns, my old style guns, revolvers, but there's some guns that I have that I just I don't want to advertise out there what I got. I did recently pick up one of those Mossberg Shockwaves, which is that thing I took out to the range. That was the last thing I shot at the range, was that Mossberg Shockwave. And I was doing my training because I train a lot with modern guns, semi-autos. And I was doing my thing. There's just one little thing I like to train with where you start off with a pistol, and when it goes empty, I transition back to the long gun. Well, usually I use an AR-15 for that. Well, I swapped out the AR-15, and I was using this Mossberg Shockwave. So I get up, I do my targets, boom, 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 with a pistol. Empty, goes in the holster. I grab the shotgun, I go to pull it up to my shoulder like I was doing with the AR. I pull up to my shoulder, I pull the trigger, and that freaking bird's head pistol grip hit me right square on the end of the chin. Drove my jaw. God damn, I couldn't chew for 3 days. Holy fuck. Sorry, I shouldn't curse on this one. It's on the main channel, but anyway, yeah, it was holy crap. It was a pain. Night 6 shooter, pretty sure you already signed off. I was a little slow catching up on that one. So with that, I think we're gonna call it a night. It's 9 o'clock. I gotta go take a shower yet. I'm a couple days behind on that. Um, um, yeah, I gotta go get a shower, get my dogs in. So yeah, I know I cuss like a sailor in my real life, but I've been trying to cure my ways. Anyway, we're gonna sign off tonight, gents. Have a good one. I don't know when I'll be doing another live chat. I'm gonna try to start doing it again on the other channel now that I've got this, and this is like super easy to use. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into doing that when things kind of slow down. So, anyways, have a good one, guys. We'll catch you next time. Okay, I suppose I should click on end the broadcast before I try to shut it off.